Welcome to Let's Talk About It Over Cocktails with Carly. I am your host, Miss Carly Baby. Tonight we have an amazing show set up with our guy, Mr. Complicated Gentleman. Stay tuned, you guys don't want to miss this. So welcome to the show, Mr. Complicated Gentleman.
Hey!
Hey!
Cheers. Cheers.
Yes. So how was your day? You look really nice.
Getting off work, getting interviewed.
Wait a minute, you wear this to work? You are very dapper.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
It's just workwear.
Oh,
I'm trying to stay warm.
You look very warm.
I have my Lawrence Fishburne from Higher Learning.
Yes, it's
Look
giving. It's giving.
What are y'all out there doing?
It's definitely giving. So tell us a little something about yourself so that, for those that don't know you, but a lot of people
The Complicated Gentleman, please follow. Social media, branding, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yes.
Just, your average Black man in America trying to make it.
You are not average. There's nothing average about this man,
All
okay?
right.
You guys, please.
I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll receive that.
Do you receive
I'm
it?
learning to receive stuff more
I
now.
love it. I love that. And black men need to receive more.
Okay.
I would say that. Receive.
Ooh, there's so much I can go and say with that. But look at you now. Like you growing up in the hood. Look at you now.
I am. I moved up
Look
a little
at that.
bit.
Look, Oprah, watch out.
Hey, Oprah. Hey, girl, call me.
She's
okay?
coming for your seat. The next Oprah 2022.
Right?
Cocktails with Carly.
That's
I'm loving it.
I'm loving, and I receive that. I receive
Okay,
that.
there
I
we go.
receive that. So new things with you since the last time I've seen you.
Since last I was on, I'm booed up now.
Yes, officially booed up. Show them. Put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
Can I say her name?
Hey, the Contessa.
The Contessa.
The
The
Contessa.
beautiful Contessa.
Thank you.
She is gorgeous. I see her on your Instagram, and I love the fact that you post your wife.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh. Is that a real question?
Look, for me, it's just, TCG, the Complicated Gentleman, is all about everything about being a male.
Yes.
So it's a fine line because the site is not about the Contessa.
Right.
However, she is part of my life.
She's a part of it,
So I
yes.
have to be able to present her
You
to
have
the
to,
world
yeah.
and I'm kind of like branding her to a little bit.
I love
also,
that.
So
And it's not grotesque. Like
No.
you're not one of those, oh my God, force it down your throat type of
No,
posters.
sometimes she's my WCW.
Yes,
we might
I've
be out doing
noticed.
something, and trust me, she gets stopped in the streets way more than a little bit. People are like, "Are you the Contessa?"
Oh, I
So,
love it. The
yeah.
Contessa is really good. It's almost like a piece of art.
Well, she's not a piece of art. She's a person,
But the Contessa sounds like a piece of art.
but you have to understand the framework behind the
Oh,
name,
okay.
the Contessa.
Oh, are you ready to share?
Well, it's the whole Countess thing. She's Black royalty.
Oh, she is royal. She's
And
gorgeous.
she carries herself as such, and
such.
she constantly puts me on the way where I have to make sure that I keep her
Yes.
at that lifestyle.
I definitely want to talk more about marriage because I think that for me, I've been married,
Okay,
not currently married, not currently in
What?
a relationship or dating. Yeah.
you're dating somebody.
No. I'm actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually practicing celibacy.
Really?
Yes.
How's that working for you?
It's working. It's been a very long time and it's working.
Okay. No,
So-
look. Everybody should take a time to just relax,
Yeah.
pause,
Yeah.
hit the reset button,
Yep.
and start back up again.
I think that's important because we have to understand there's energy that's interchanged with sex. And so if you're in this healing process or you've healed yourself, you have to be very careful who you have sex with.
That's such a chick's statement. But
No.
okay. You won't have any guys saying
do.
anything like that.
You do. Those guys that are in touch with their foundation and their energy and all that fun stuff, they would say the same thing. No. So
That's my camera. Go ahead.
yeah,
Brian.
I was all in his camera, y'all.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I really, so that's where I am. I'm really kind of like going through the wavelength of like, listen, I want to be intentional,
Okay.
and I am very particular on who I give my body to.
So let me say this from what I know about you. You are a staple in this community, and you need to be intentional.
Yes.
And I truly believe that there are women that are prizes, and you need to be courted as such.
As such, yeah.
So I can understand that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because when I tell people that it's just, I think people are just so incredibly over sexually charged. They don't understand that it's okay.
Well, I mean, look at this.
Pause.
Look at where we are right now as a society. I mean, if you look at like Google, is YouTube, is Yahoo, it's OnlyFans. So these are like top like websites that people are going to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are overly sexualized, and that's the reason why, because we are constantly looking at
it's being fed to us, I think,
all
in
the
a way.
time.
You know, it's really funny that we say this, because I was looking at this report, and so there was a specific algorithm that China feeds to their community. Okay, and it's not with the same thing that we see, right? And so what they're able to do is feed a certain type of mode or a mold to their society so that they are not corrupt. But for us, there's no controls. You get ratchet, you get, spoken word, you get spiritual word, you get everything, you get OnlyFans, you get, I was looking at my Explore button and I'm like, I don't ever remember looking at all of this.
Right.
And so that's off subject, but we are definitely targeted.
You're fed into it.
And we're fed into it.
And if you like one thing, then another thing is going to pop up.
And
another
something
thing
like
is
it
gonna
will pop up.
Correct.
I didn't understand why there were so many like twerking and booty models on my page.
Because you were twerking and booty
Sir,
model.
that is not true.
Go to her page. You will see her twerking and booty model.
That is poor representation of the black woman. No, so
go ahead, Oprah. Let's go back to our Oprah
right,
Winfrey moment.
All right.
And we're back.
So I will ask you this. I do need to know. So just to kind of go back to the marriage, because I think that's important, and I love it. And eventually, one day, I'd love to get married. I'm not pressed for it, and I'm not forcing it on every single person that gives me some attention, so to speak. But how is it being married in Atlanta for you?
It's the same. Look, I put a ring on the finger. I signed the certificate.
Yes.
Nothing has changed. It's not like something magical pops up and we're like, oh, this is something different. No, nothing's changed.
So socially, how is that? Because you have now, what's different about you is you have a ring on your finger.
Yeah, and I have a wife. And sometimes I'm taken back by, oh, well, let me check with my wife or my wife this and that. I mean, it is different.
Right.
But it's not something that's, so far out of the realm that my mind's not able to comprehend it.
So, of course, because you're married, you positioned and prepared yourself for this.
Correct.
Okay. So
I didn't have to get married.
Right.
Nor did she have to accept my proposal.
Right.
Because we're both very unique people. Mm-hmm. We're both equally yoked.
I love
per
that.
se.
That's important.
We're growing up like this.
Uh-huh.
She per se didn't need me. I per se like to say it, she doesn't like it. I didn't need her. Mm-hmm. But I understand now biblically that I need a helper. And
what do you mean by that?
Well, we went through spiritual counseling before we got married, and I learned that my wife is there to help me.
In what regard?
And assist me. Well, whatever I might need. I mean, look, I'm the most alpha male.
He is very alpha.
You can find.
Okay.
So I don't like asking anybody for help. I didn't like asking my own parents for help. So I like to do everything by myself. So I've had to learn and adapt to ask her for assistance for some things. So and when she does things, because she's blown away by my love language being gifts.
Yes.
Or was it
gifts.
Affirmation, gifts, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I don't accept gifts from her. She's like, well, how the hell is that your damn love language?
So is it yours to her, but not hers to you?
No, she likes affirmation.
So do you like to, so I realize that so the love language type of deal is like double fold, right? It's twofold rather. So it's like, if I like acts of service, does that mean that I personally like acts of service to be given upon me, or for me to give acts of service to someone?
She likes acts of service to be given to her.
To her.
I make her coffee every morning.
That's beautiful.
Because it's just become our thing.
Yeah.
When she used to stay over, when we were booty calling.
Dating. When they were dating.
Booty calling. When she would do, no, I'm just playing. When she would stay over,
yeah.
I would always make her coffee and breakfast in the morning. So I've been consistent in doing that. And there are certain things that she needs.
Yeah.
Like there has not been a week that's gone by that I have not given her a gift since I've known her.
I love that. That's beautiful.
It might be flowers, it might be a gift, but she gets something from me every week.
So I love what you said about consistency.
You got to be consistent.
That is that. Let me tell you, people can't even be consistent in this dating game.
You have to be consistent.
So what recommendations could you offer a young man or some of the men out here that's dating, that's actually dating with the intention on being married?
Whew. Take your time.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a little sippity there.
Right. Take your time. Because I don't believe in rushing into anything. I believe in taking your time and getting to know the person. I would say first and foremost, Carly.
Hello.
Make sure you're friends with the person.
Yes, I do agree.
You have to be able to be friends with the person and like the person.
Yeah.
Before you can start loving the person.
Yes.
And then that way you're able to spend time with them. You're able to just hang out with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be a hypersexual situation.
Yeah.
It can just be we're just hanging out.
Right.
A lot of times we just hang out.
Yeah.
Like I actually like hanging out with her.
Right.
Like I've dated and I've been married before, but this is somebody I actually just like hanging with.
Right. And so I love the fact that you mentioned being friends before anything. So someone proposed something to me at one point. You know,
Did you say I do? Did you say I do when they propose something to you?
No, I did not. So someone said that before I pursue a woman, I want to be friends with her. So this is my thought with that. I feel like when you're pursuing someone from a friendship standpoint, it's very different from pursuing someone from a romantic and intentional standpoint. Right. Because for me personally, if someone's intention is to pursue a friendship first, I may very well friend zone your ass.
Right.
And I don't kiss my friends. Right. I don't have sex with my friends. So you wanting to kind of be friends first and then it kind of goes into a relationship.
If you're pursuing somebody, you need to let them know you're pursuing them. I'm very, very, very direct. Very direct.
Right.
So you'll know where I'm coming from, how I'm coming at you. If we're going to be friends, and I have more female friends than I have male friends.
Yeah.
So they know we're just friends.
Right.
And women I've pursued, and they knew up front, oh, he's
So do you think
pursuing.
that, so, and that's fair, because I truly believe when someone is actually pursuing me, I know that. And there's a defined line. But if someone's trying to pursue me as a friend, thinking that we're going to go from friends to a relationship, it's not going to happen, because my biggest, and I'll tell you why, is because I've always said, you know, when I do get into this amazing lifelong relationship, right? This amazing relationship, because I'm claiming it. I want my person to accept the people in my life, my friends, because there's been life before you, right? But
especially as we're older.
Right, as exactly. And so my biggest thing is I never want my person, like my husband or my guy, to feel like, oh, you had sex with that person, or that person's had you, or that person, and they're your brother, or they're your friend. I want to be able to say, these are organically my friends. That's different.
You can't be having your old sexual partner be
your friend.
That's my brother. That's a setup. As a guy, that's a setup. You can't be like, he's my brother, this and that. But, you know, he got like, you know.
He come up in there 6'5", like swinging and
right. Yeah, he done grabbed their hair. He done acted a fool.
Right?
Yeah, no. That's some bullshit right there. And that's what some women be on that bullshit.
Okay, so listen, I'm not on that bullshit. Okay. So, and I know what you mean.
I know you're not.
Because I hear some girlfriends say, "Oh, that's like my brother."
But, well,
What's like my brother?
I can only speak for myself. I have not
Right.
slept with any of my, quote, sisters.
Sisters.
We're cool, we're down, and it was a whole thing when I started dating the Contessa.
Right.
And we got serious because she's like, who the hell is X, Y, and Z chick?
Right.
But X, Y, and Z chick is like my sister. They're my friend.
And so there was a defined line where you were able to say, this is somebody that I classify as family.
Right.
And there is a defined line. There has never been a crossover.
Never crossed over.
So that's what people have to understand. And so that is my exact point. I want to be able to have my person.
However, go ahead.
I want my person to know that, first off, there's trust. And obviously, if he's my person, he trusts me. For me to say, these are my friends. That's Trav. That's like my brother. That's my real friend.
But however, I can say this, and I can probably say this about you two as well. With my, quote, play sisters,
right?
I've been intimate, but I've not been sexual. And
Wait a minute.
Right, there's a whole different thing.
Let's explain intimacy and sexual.
Okay, so you need to know the whole frames of intimacy.
Right.
And I'm intimate with some of my male friends. And I'm not a homosexual male, I'm not gay, I don't do any of that.
So explain that so people will
You
understand.
just have to be able to open up and be secure.
So it's a vulnerable standpoint.
Right, and you have to be able to talk to people and they know the ins and outs about you. You are intimate with them.
Okay, so people, you have to remember the community we're in. So people will assume, they'll associate intimacy with sexuality and sexual.
And they're ignorant.
Which is fair.
And they're ignorant.
Which is fair.
Because there's no sexuality with
intimacy.
With my female friends that I'm extremely close to.
Right.
That's just intimacy because we've talked about one of my friends had a situation where she was sexually assaulted.
Oh, wow.
I was the first person she called.
Mm-hmm.
I walked her through that entire process.
Yeah.
I've had female friends that have gone through divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I walked them through that process. We're talking about females that are crying on my shoulder, that I'm there for them, that they pick up the phone and they're like, I need you, and I'm there for them.
Right.
And we're intimate with each other. When I went through my divorce, I was extremely wrecked as a person, but they were there for me, and we were intimate with each other because we were able to talk about life.
So I can understand, I can definitely respect the way that the term is being used.
Now, for the Contessa coming on board, she had to deal with people that, at that time, knew me at a far deeper level than she did.
So I'm glad you said that because that's a very tough situation for the other person, but that's where trust comes in.
Right.
And a lot of people, I feel like, well, first off, there's trust and there's security.
Okay.
Because what happens is if you don't have trust and there's insecurities, oh my God, like you fucked him. I know you did. I know that shit. No, I need you to be secure. As my person, I need you to be secure and understand and believe and trust that I'm being honest with you about this relationship. So how was the Contessa able to get past those roadblocks of you having, those female friends?
I had to secure her. I had to tell her. And I had to let her make the choice. So either you accept who they are and how they are with me and love how they are with me and come into this, or you go your separate ways. Yeah. Because, I love my wife, but at that time when we were dating, I was like, these people aren't going anywhere. And I was never going to be one to cut off some friends that I've gone through thick and thin with.
Let's talk about it. So let's talk about that because I've had about 4 really good of my guy friends. Really good friends.
Just friends.
Just friends. Never any sexual anything. Like really.
On your part or on their part? Remember now, a male is driving this. So as a male, I'm driving this friendship with a female.
Right.
So, you might have a situation where it's a little different, where you'd be like, yeah, they're my friend, they're my brother. But deep down, he's like, I kind of want to fuck Carly.
Maybe that's the case, but it's never been communicated.
That's a different situation.
It's never been communicated.
Yeah, that's a different situation.
And don't ever communicate it.
Right.
So my thing is, they got in these relationships one by one, not all at the same time. They got in these relationships, and it was almost like we would go play tennis all the time. It was like we were really, hey, let's go to lunch. It was never a date type situation where, hey, let's go tonight for lobster and let me just take you, just you and I. It was always, hey, let's go play ping pong. What? This is real.
Go ahead, Carly.
This is real.
Carly.
And so.
Carly. Carly. Do you not, let me ask you a question, because I know you a little bit. Do you not cross the line, not cross the line of intimacy where it's a sexual thing, but do you not cross the line a little bit where you like, bitch, I've been here before you came around and that's my friend, and I know you do.
Can I answer my own question?
I already know the answer, but go ahead.
So, first off and foremost, I will say this. Mm-hmm. If my guy friend gets in a relationship with anybody,
go ahead.
My first response is always to welcome the woman that he's with.
And you're very good at that. I know that. Go ahead.
It's real.
You're very good with that, and I know that, but I also know that you draw your line in the sand too. We've had conversations. You draw your line in the sand.
The cat's out of the bag. Reggie is my real friend, okay?
You
so he doesn't know.
You draw the line in the sand too, where you're like,
So, because we know of...
That's my friend, and I've been knowing this person for X amount of years.
I'm going to come on this show and tell all my damn business.
I'm sorry.
So listen, yes. So yes, I do have the line in the sand, but at the end of the day, I love my friend, because I don't call everybody my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a lot of acquaintances.
I do.
And you have very few friends.
Yes.
Let's get that on camera. Yes. Folks out there, have a lot of acquaintances.
Yes.
But very few friends.
Un poquito.
Un poquito.
That's a circle.
I believe in that. I keep my friend. Look, I have some friends right now. I'll take a bullet for them.
Oh.
I
believe that. You are a very loyal person.
Trust me when I tell you, my male friends, my ride or die, my four horsemen, my ride or dies, I'll take a bullet for them. I'm willing to leave this earth because...
And so that's how I feel with my friends. So when my friends get in these situations with women, all of a sudden, it's like everything's great. I meet the women. I'm like, hello. Like, everything's great. You already know girlfriends don't like me. So, but no matter how nice I am... No, man, we've had this conversation.
Well, they haven't heard it.
Go ahead and let everybody know.
Why don't
let everybody know?
Why don't girlfriends like you?
Why don't they like me, Reg?
I'm asking you.
I don't know why they don't like me.
Oh, God, you can't play that, bro. They don't like you because you draw a line in the sand and they know that all of this is going to be this person's intimate friend, not sexual.
Non-sexual intimacy.
Not sexual, but intimate friend. And they're intimidated by you. You're a whole lot of intimidation.
Well, I don't try.
You're a grown-ass woman.
You better let them know.
You're a whole grown-ass woman. So they're intimidated by you.
So this is my thing. Because I do know that. I live in my power. I also know, and I also distribute it respectfully. So I let her, this is your home. I'm here as a guest. This is your dwelling.
Right.
Here's a beautiful bottle of wine. I come into your home. I come with fucking peace, okay?
That don't mean nothing to these chicks.
Right, but I think it's a maturity level.
They're not mature.
Just like when I came on your show, what did I do?
You brought a bottle of wine for the Contessa.
That period. And at that point, I had not even met her, but I knew that this was a woman in your life. And I said, I know that I'm taking you out of your space right now. Let me bring a bottle of wine for your lady, for your fiance.
And that's respectable.
And it's so that's how I lead.
But we have a mutual friend who's a female. Yeah, I'm going there. Who's a female who was intimidated by us being friends.
Okay.
And she's like, how the hell y'all all close and y'all all cool and this and that. And I'm like, yo.
You can't deny the energy, okay? I'm going to tell you. Whenever there is a connection, and it may be an intimate but non-sexual connection, you can't deny that. You can't deny people to be friends and have this connection if you don't have it. I'm just going to say that.
Right.
Sorry.
So, not sorry.
Oh.
Not sorry. But go ahead.
Oh, God.
I'm a hating ass nigga tonight. Go ahead. Go ahead, fam. What's up?
So my thing is boundaries. But I always, as a woman, I always will go into another space of another woman that is friends with my friend with respect. And my hand's open because I'm being vulnerable and I'm allowing. It's almost like I have to, in a way, and I hate to say it like this, but it's almost like a submission type of way for this person to feel comfortable.
And you shouldn't. And that's
right. But if I walk up in there like, how y'all doing? This is up. Yep, I'm up in here. What's going on, Reg? Hey, how you doing, Miss Contessa? She's gonna be like, who the fuck is this bitch in my home?
That's on me to check her or put her in an understanding of knowing.
This is true. However, as your friend, I have to respect the boundaries of your relationship.
I respect that. But as a man and as a alpha man, you have to be able to understand and tell your woman, chill.
Right.
This is my friend. She might be a little extra, but this is my friend.
Okay. And as the respectful friend and a self-conscious and self-awareness woman, I'm definitely going to walk into the space with respect.
The Contessa and
as you should, as all women should.
The Contessa and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but I was able to make her understand what the ultimate prize would be, which is being married, having a family, X, Y, and Z. And I had to tell her, you got to chill. Period.
And everybody handles their situations differently. And you know what? At the end of the day, I really respect.
And I respect her. As I'm not a dominant person where I'm going to be like, it's respect level with it, but there is still that level.
And I do, and so to that point, I really, what bothered me the most with these friends that kind of put me on the back burner, and by the way, none of those relationships ever worked. So those friends that put me on the back burner, none of their relationships worked. And then they wanted to come back and be like, hey, Carly, buddy, old pal, let's go play tennis. Let's hang out. And so I'm in my feelings now because I'm like.
But you take them back because that's you. You take them back.
And I don't take the men's back to be acting up.
No, you take your friends back.
Because I love my friend.
Because you're forgiving.
I have a forgiving heart, but God is still working on me, okay? So I'm going to just say that. So one question.
All your business out the street today, did not. Golly.
Because I realize.
I apologize.
No, don't apologize. Because I realize when my friends are weak, it's my responsibility as being their real friend to bring them back up and help them.
Right.
Okay? Because that's real friendship.
For me, with my friends, I have some friends. I have one of my friends who is very unique. I'll put it like that.
Oh my gosh, I want to know who it
is. He has.
Hey, Terry.
He might have some flaws.
Okay.
That people and the contestant might say are flaws. And I tell her, that's not your place on that. This is my friend. And I accept my friends for whatever boundaries or flaws or shortcomings that they might have. And I accept them, and that's their base level. I take them for that ceiling of where they are with that.
Yeah.
And my true friends can never disappoint me because I already know what their potential and what their ceiling is with certain things.
Right.
So I can have a messy friend, and he's still my boy because
you good
because I know that's friendship, and I'll still take a bullet for him.
But this is the thing: you have this mindset of what the friendship is.
I'm 54.
So my thing is, does the friend also equally have that same level of respect for the friendship? Okay, then hey, we good. Then.
I'm older, and I know that these are people. I'm one that I have a lot of associates.
Yes.
I have very, 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 very few friends.
Am I your friend?
Yes. No, I didn't take that long. Yes, you are. You're a friend. You're a friend because you and I, you know how I know you're my friend, Carly? You and I have had driving conversations, and I look and it's like 45 minutes.
Yes.
And we've had,
like when I was in DC that time.
We've had talks just about all types of things, and it's never a crazy conversation. It's always about, what do you think about this, or what about that, or what about this, and we talk.
We have really good, like, hearty conversations, like with real substance.
I don't talk on the phone with anybody for longer than 2 to 3 minutes. I have mastered the 2 to 3 minute conversation.
So I have a question for you. Because I got all off my note cards, y'all. Y'all know I love my cards.
You don't need your cards with me.
So I have a question about, and I really want your honest answer on this, but what do you think is really turning a lot of guys off from marriage?
So I had this conversation. That's interesting that you would say that.
Really?
I had this conversation not too long ago. I don't believe marriage is in the cards for the next generation.
Oh,
I don't think that.
that.
I don't think that it's as important. I think when my parents and my siblings, I think marriage was important.
Yeah.
I don't think it's important to people now.
Why?
I think society's just placed us in a bubble where it's just not as important. You still get some of the benefits.
Yeah.
You can live with a partner, be it male or be it female.
You can have a claim on your insurance.
You can, there's
as a domestic partner.
Right. There's a lot of ways that you can have a person in your life and not be married. And I think some people are a little scared of marriage because maybe their parents went through it or they've gone through it before and now they're like, I don't think I have to do that right now.
So my parents have been married for 40 years.
Okay.
And
mine before they passed, mine were married for 50.
Okay. And my grandparents were married for over 50 years. And so I just really, it hurts me because I want to see the continuation of the Black family glow.
Why is that important to you? Why is marriage? Let me ask you this: why is marriage so important to you more so than what you're saying to me, a committed relationship?
No. To me, they're equally as important to me.
Okay.
I think a commitment is important, but the ultimate commitment is marriage.
Why?
So you can commit to me.
Why?
Because at that point, it's validated. You've given me the epitome of a relationship.
Validated to who?
You've given me the epitome of a relationship. You've legally given me the epitome. It doesn't even necessarily mean the legal aspect. You have given me the epitome of what a relationship is. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your friend. I'm not your buddy. I'm your wife.
Okay.
You can't give me any higher than that.
Look,
so as
somebody that goes to church and understands the biblical aspect, I get it. Right. But I just wanted to hear.
It's not even biblical necessarily.
I wanted to hear you say what it means to
me. So I want to be able to, and equally, I want to be able to give somebody the epitome of a relationship, which is marriage.
Okay.
And it really bothers me sometimes. I don't, I'm not up at night thinking about it most nights, but it really hurts that the perpetuation of the Black family is not continuously being perpetuated in history.
So let me say this right now.
Oh, honey, he got something to say. I saw it in his eyes. He rolled them too, y'all.
Let me say this right now. You could be married tomorrow if you wanted to.
Oh, this is personal. This is for me.
Yeah, you could be married tomorrow if you wanted to. You are choosing to make sure that
I am choosing to find the right partner.
Correct. So you could be married tomorrow. So it's not about just having a ring or saying I have a husband or none of that.
I don't want just a husband. I want a lover, a friend, a life partner, somebody we could do life with, somebody we can go camping with. I want somebody I can feel safe with.
You did not go camping.
I will. I used to go camping when I was a kid all the time.
Does not go camping, but go ahead.
All right, fine. Hiking, okay?
Go ahead. All right.
So, and I'm not doing Snow Mountain, because it gives me anxiety.
You know I've never been there?
Really?
Never.
Listen,
we'll never step foot in Stone Mountain.
Oh, for its Confederacy history?
I will never do it. They won't get no dollars out of me.
You know what? I'm never going back either. How about that?
Never do it.
We'll go to Kennesaw Mountains. It's so nice, and it's very nice. It's very beautiful, but... yes, I could be married tomorrow if I wanted to be married tomorrow.
Right.
However, I want the right partner, but I want a person that's ready. I don't want to have to force somebody to believe in the laws of marriage and believe in what it means to be a husband. There are men out there that are ready to get married, but there are a lot of men that feel like marriage is jaded or I don't want to get married. I don't want to be locked down. Why? What's the reason? Like Cardi B, what's the fucking reason?
So to some degree, as somebody that was married before, I wasn't rushing to get married. However, I met somebody who had not been married before and has a lot of the same mindsets that you just stated to me. It was important to her, And I was like, you know what? I can see myself doing this again. Because my boys are like, why the fuck you getting married again? Like,
sir, it's mind your own business.
It's so much freedom out here. Why do it? But I enjoyed my time with the Contessa.
Yeah.
You know, I had a lot of naysayers when we first started dating, who were like, this might not be the right thing for you to do. Friends, you know, that I thought, and I got rid of those people.
Wow.
They were not all, because I was like, either you're riding with us
or you're not.
Or you're not. And I purposely put time into being with her.
Okay.
And dating her.
Right.
And going through the situations with her.
So tell me this, when did you know that your wife was your person?
When I saw her come through my door on our first time that she came over to my loft, and I heard those heels click, click.
You
clack,
said she's a woman.
Click, clack. And you know what?
A woman.
You know what? Really? Real talk? That's exactly what I said. I said, there's a grown-ass woman up in here. And
Let me tell you something about that grown-ass woman swag.
I knew I'd have her.
Get into it.
I knew I'd have her.
You know, I love that. I love that story.
And I pursued her.
You didn't pursue her as a friend first.
Oh, no. And it wasn't easy. The contestant knows it was not easy. I pursued her. And look, this is just us talking right now.
It's just you and I.
And I'm not trying to be grandiose and everything.
Yeah.
But I like to think that my will is stronger than anybody's will on this earth.
And that is confidence. That is the epitome of confidence.
I'm not trying to be
I don't
grandiose
see it that way.
about it.
I don't see it that way.
But I looked at it like my will is stronger than anybody else's will. And if I want somebody bad enough, I will go through whatever I have to go through
to get that person.
I
just wonder what has transpired in the fact that people, I mean, you have guys that'll have that same mentality just to have sex with a woman. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll take her to Tulum. I'll do this.
It's a maturity.
So do you think that what's happening is we have a lot of immature men out here?
I'm not going to say that they're immature.
I would say.
I'm just going to say it's a maturity level. And I mean, because look, at one point in time, I was that dude.
Tell me about that dude.
You already know. You already know. I was not the complicated. Look, the term, let's start with
Let's back it up a little bit.
Backtrack with
back it up.
The complicated gentleman. The term, which was, look, this was not a creation of a brand or a name just by chance. Right. It was what it was. The complicated gentleman.
Yes.
I was meeting women, I was dating, but I was extremely complicated with how I looked and dated and how I was acting. Look, I got caught up in these Atlanta streets. I am a divorced man and was a divorced man because I was unfaithful to my spouse at the time, and I was caught up in these Atlanta streets doing Atlanta street shit.
I need to know about this.
So, and then upon getting divorced and almost wrecking a young child who went through it, who couldn't understand why his mom and dad were splitting up, and I had to go through the whole process of starting all over again. And then dating in that situation with a young child and, living with me and going through all that. And then dealing with the ways that I was dating, it was complicated.
That's a lot.
It was a lot.
That's a lot to have to deal with.
And that's how I came up with the name.
So how did you get past the aspect of being so complicated? Or are you still working?
I'm still complicated. It's like, I believe it's like if you go through a therapist, and we've had this talk, if you watch the first time I was on this show, well, the other show, because this is 2.0.
2.0.
If you look at that, then you'll see that I went through therapy and I went through able to talk to somebody, and I'm a better person for that. But I'm still the same person. I just understand where I am today. I equate it to I was a bunch of Christmas lights all balled up.
Oh God! And everybody knows what that feels like.
And my therapist untangled all of the wires.
I love that. And so you said something that's very important that I'm an advocate for, which is therapy.
Right.
And I truly believe a lot of black men need to go through therapy because there's a lot of people that are actually dealing with traumas that refuse to believe that they're actually fucking traumas.
They don't know why.
Talk to somebody.
They don't know why.
If your uncle touched you, talk to somebody. If this woman hurt you at a young age, talk to somebody. If you went through a divorce, you need to talk to somebody because what happens is they get their asses out here in Atlanta, in these Atlanta streets, and then they want to meet a woman as such, okay? And they want to bring over all of their traumas. And it's like, whoa, wait. I went through my therapy and I went through my healing and I'm this pure entity now. No. And then you want to come and bring all your dark little cloud over here that you have not healed.
I never brought the bullshit to the next chick, but I mean.
It was there. It had to be because you weren't healed.
No. I was going through all my healing before when I was going through my divorce. I never brought that drama to the next chick. I just brought
dick. No, go ahead.
Well, I brought my dominance. I'm a very dominant person, so I brought a lot of ways about myself to the next relationship.
So that's you bringing a whole lunch pail.
But that's dealing back with how I was when I was in the fourth grade.
So can we talk about a little bit of sex?
Sure.
What's on your sexual bucket list?
Nothing.
Period. Okay. Done. You're done.
I mean, I'm 54, Carly. So I mean, great. I mean, I have an outstanding sex life with my wife right now. Shout out to the Contessa.
Yes. I said, "Woof."
But I mean, and she gets me.
Yeah.
And she, I mean, obviously she's like, this is my husband, so I can do what I want to with my husband. And
that's how I feel. I feel like you should be able to do any and everything with your wife or husband.
Right.
But the problem is you meet these guys
that's
out
how
here.
It wasn't before.
Okay.
See, before I put my ex-wife on a pedestal.
Okay.
And then I would go out and I would do everything I wanted to do.
A lot of guys I noticed do that.
With other people.
A lot of guys will be married. Me and my girlfriends will go out, and these guys, my girlfriend will tell me later, oh my God, he wants to do this, that, and the other. He wants to have a threesome. He wants to but he wants to go back to his pretty little wife in Johns Creek.
You cannot, not Johns Creek.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot put your significant other who you love on a pedestal. If I can give you one takeaway.
You better tell them.
Do not put your wife or significant other on a pedestal. Because what will happen is if you put her on that pedestal, you're going to, all your desires and all your things that you want, I don't want to do that with, my wife because I'll sully her and this and that.
Basically, I mean, if we could be candid, you slut out your significant other.
Why not?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Why not?
Because that's your forever person.
If that's your wife and that's the person that you love, sometimes you got to go from Bruce Banner to the Hulk with her.
Or Ron Jeremy.
Right. His ass is in a whole lot of legal problems. But I mean, you should be able to do whatever you want to.
You should be able to do, and I love how you say you have to be able to do whatever.
Because if you don't, you're gonna be in these streets doing shit with other people because your desires are not being met. Carly, if you like to get your eyebrows done, all right, just throw that out there. If you like to get to get your eyebrows done, and you're with somebody who can't do your eyebrows, you're gonna want to get your eyebrows done.
Or if somebody wants someone that eats ass, and your husband does not eat ass,
you like to get your ass.
And that is my personal life.
Oh,
maybe I do.
Well, you threw that shit out of left field. Look, this is during the Major League Baseball playoffs, and the pitch was thrown. You threw that shit out of left field.
You know what? I just want to do that to Reg because he's like, I can talk about everything. I don't care. I'm talking about anything. And then he's so like, I mean, you're doing a wonderful job, but that's why I wanted to just hit it right in the middle of the seat. Pow!
Eating ass is like a whole different thing. But anyway, if your partner...
Should you be able to eat your wife's ass if that's what your wife wanted?
The answer would be yes. Period. If that's what your wife wants. Because if
you don't want to do it,
eating ass is important to your wife,
you better.
And you ain't eating your wife's ass.
You better be a munch.
You best believe at some point in time be it a homecoming or be it
Christmas, birthday,
or
Groundhog
wherever
Day,
she's out and about,
Flag
at some
Day.
point in time when she's weak in the knees, somebody gonna eat your wife's ass because that's what she misses. That's what she likes.
Let me tell you, and the same goes for. So wait, this is a good one. So does the same go for if your husband was used to having threesomes, and he gets in this relationship with you, and you're not with that? Is the husband? Does the wife have to submit to? I mean, you got to tell me.
Let me tell you something. So we're 100%. This is just my views.
Your views.
As a 54-year-old male that has lived life and has lived the fast life and lived the slow life,
Right.
has hung out with his boys and done all this.
Fair.
If your husband, your significant other, you're bringing him, you're together now, he's in the threesomes. Threesomes is his thing.
That's his thing.
It's his thing. And you marry him knowing that threesomes is his thing. Listen to me. You
Better.
are doomed in your relationship.
Tell him.
You are doomed. You're doomed.
Girl, you better get you a third party energy.
You gotta get it because he's going to. If that's his, understand this.
He's definitely gonna do it.
If that's his thing, that's his thing.
So, ladies, if you got a guy that you are pursuing or that you're interested in, and his thing is threesomes, you really like him. Understand, this is what you're probably gonna have to do to satisfy his sexual cravings.
Cut him off. I would tell you.
So cut him off.
I would
That's
tell
not your
you.
thing.
I would tell you if that's not your thing. Real talk. You got to cut him off.
Otherwise, you're gonna get your feelings hurt, because you're not gonna be one of the three in the threesome. It's gonna be two others and not you. I'm gonna invoice you. That was real talk.
I mean, it's like for us, it's like breathing. I have to breathe. If there's something that's important to me, I have to breathe. If it's that important to me, then I have
just
to
feel
have
like
it.
so many guys that probably weren't doing this before are so engulfed in like, I gotta have a poly, I gotta have a woman, I gotta have the, and I just feel like these men, they have such these huge sexual like appetites to where they're ruining it for like somebody like me that's like, well, no, I just wanted to be you and I.
So here's what happens with most females that deal with men that are like that. It's not, I'm just gonna throw a name out, Ron. It's not Ron that you're dating that likes this. It's Ron hanging with
Dante.
Tom, Dante, Tim, and Bob. And Bob is over here telling everybody the stories.
Bob is the bad apple.
Right. And now Ron is into what Bob is saying. And he wants to experience that with you.
Oh, so it's peer pressure. In a way.
To some
Or
degree, yes.
I think it's lusting after your friend's fantasies.
When you hear about it, and nowadays you see it, because,
Well, social media.
I mean, guys.
Even if Ron's not talking about it, and the other guy and Trav and all these other components in this friend group, they could just bust open Instagram and
Instagram, OnlyFans, all these other pages where it's these chicks, doing X, Y, and Z to guys' desires, and you as a woman starting dating and going all this stuff is now having to compete to some degree.
Yeah.
To some degree. With these
it's
chicks
a full
that they're able to see.
Yeah, because like that's why I'm like, you know what? Like my body is my temple. And I'm not giving it to nobody until I'm ready. And if I end up giving it to somebody and it's a fluke, then it is what it is. At least I know that I tried to move in the right direction with it.
Is threesomes your thing?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to share. I'm going to tell you. That's the easy answer. I don't want to share. No, I don't want to see my guy giving me what he gives to me to another woman.
But are you not there?
Then what if this woman, like...
Are you not there?
I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to that
Then
door.
that's not a threesome. That's
you're saying, and would I be there? No, that would be a whole separate relationship.
right, that's a whole... So in a threesome...
No, I don't want to be there. I don't want him to be there. I don't want a threesome.
But let me ask you this. If you are emotionally, physically, and spiritually connected to a man that is your husband, and this is his desire, and it's just sex, there's no connection to the... Hear me out.
I'm listening.
You're rolling your eyes and doing everything.
Listen, I can roll my eyes and listen at the same time.
And there's just that physical aspect of it. There's nothing else to it. You already answered your question.
Listen,
You already answered my
Reg,
question.
you have to remember.
Your nonverbal already answered my question.
I'm an open-minded person. But you also have to remember when it comes down to sex, I said this like 2 seconds into the show. Sex is magnetic. There's a lot of energy that's exchanged.
Okay.
Okay, you're inside of somebody else's body. Okay?
That's deep.
It is deep. And so you inside of my body all the time, and okay, how about this? You ever notice that you and probably the contestant will say certain things the same or act the same in some regards?
Yes.
You guys are sharing energy. Okay? So it's going the other way and it's coming the other way. It's going both ways, right?
Well, this is just some random chick that he don't picked out.
No,
and he's like,
you have to remember, you cannot just have sex with somebody and just be like, I'm done with this. You just took on their energy. You don't know what the hell kind of energy they have.
okay, I can respect
Now,
that.
if you're with somebody and you got a girlfriend, not you, but the person has a girlfriend in the relationship, and y'all know where this body be all the time, maybe that's a little different.
Have you been approached by anybody that's asked you to be in a poly
Oh,
relationship?
yes, it's ridiculous. Yes. I've asked to be married. I've asked for poly. I've asked women have been married men.
But,
yes.
But all right. But do they not know?
She said she asked for it.
Do they not
I didn't
know?
say ask for. I
Do
said
they
I
not-
just asked.
Do they not know who you are and how you are? And they can still come out and ask you
that's
that?
a novelty. Because sometimes people may see me as, oh, it's a challenge. I'm going to do this. I'm going to,
You're not that
you know.
person.
I'm not. I'm
I
not
know you.
interested.
You're not that person.
I just want my little family so we can live in our cul-de-sac and go, plant on the weekends.
Not the
and
cul-de-sac.
have Dirty and nasty. No. My biggest thing is, like, I want to travel. I want to do life with people and a person. And sex is a very big part of a relationship.
The biggest.
I think it's 50%.
No, it's more than that.
Oh, goddamn.
For a man, it's more than that.
How much do you think sex weighs in a
Because
relationship?
For me,
75?
maybe even more than that.
Come on, sir. This is a bit much. Cut this off.
Why?
What, sir,
The
80%?
The contestant already knows. Look, Carly, all right, I'm not 22 years old anymore. I'm a seasoned male.
I'm looking at you.
Okay.
And you just look like a young man.
I'm a seasoned male.
He keeps saying it.
So sex and finding that sexual partner that I can connect with like
Yeah.
that is important to me.
I get that. And that is important. But 80% of the relationship?
I mean, it's not. I mean,
I would say 50% of good sex is
our
the relationship.
relationship is not built on sex. But in saying that, I expect my wife to give me the goods the way I like them,
Give it.
the way I like it on a regular basis.
Are you
Because
difficult with, because you said the way you like it. Is there something you don't have to get very specific.
it's complicated.
And this is the complicated gentleman.
I'm not Christian Grey, but
I've met one.
have you?
Yes.
Well, then you already know. I'm a
So-
very dominant male. I'll just leave it at that. I'm a very dominant male, and my wife is extremely submissive, and she
It's a dom and sub
she
situation.
and she's not. No, hold on. And she's not a submissive person, but she understands that her man. She knows me. She understands
Yeah.
that her man is a very dominant man.
And that's respectful. And I think that when you know that from both sides, then everything is gravy. There's
Right.
there's no misunderstanding to what it is. But so I have a quick question for you. So what do you think is the biggest turnoff for men as it relates to women nowadays? Because you have single friends too.
The biggest turnoff.
Yeah, like they're guys, you guys get together, you smoke your cigars, your hoagies, and you guys are
I smoked
laughing.
a cigar before I
I
came
know,
here.
I know.
I know you can smell it.
It's okay.
Sorry. What's the biggest turnoff?
Like your
for-
friends, you guys sit down, you talk about it. What is the biggest turnoff that men are talking about nowadays? What is it?
I mean, for me, it's thirsty chicks that are just like too much. Like,
Is it a lot? Now that you've got this beautiful ring
let
on
me
your
tell
finger.
you something. Let me tell you something. I
He
was
had to
at.
wipe his forehead,
I
you
was
guys.
at right. I was at one of my cigar bars
Yes.
with one of my very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
This chick comes in with her boyfriend, who turns out to be one of my fraternity brothers.
Okay. And which
She-
fraternity? Make sure they know.
I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna name my frat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name my frat.
It's
But
coming
anyway,
out.
But anyway, but she stared at me the entire time. So I would ask my wife, like, what the fuck? Like,
Was it bedroom eyes or just?
no, she was staring at me, like staring at me.
It was probably making you a little uncomfortable.
Extremely uncomfortable. I was like,
ma'am, you're like, ma'am, do you not see this?
What the
ring?
hell's like? No, I'm not that type of dude.
Okay.
But I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
like
what's
you're with somebody, you're with my frat brother.
Yeah.
Like, but she stared at me, to the point that she left with dude, and like she looked at me going outside and everything. I thought something was wrong with it. I
like, is this a cry for help? Is
right? And she went back to the spot and asked about me. That's thirsty.
That's a little thirsty. I just want to know, what do you want to know? What do you want from me?
I can't give her nothing.
Nothing at all. Not with the Contessa.
First off, the Contessa is crazy as fuck. The Contessas don't play no games when it comes down to shit like that.
Right.
And it's, I mean, but going back to your original question, for me, it's a thirsty chick or a woman that just I have nothing in common with her, and we just don't have anything to talk about.
That's fair. So let's kind of get a little bit out of the marriage and into design and style, because you're very stylish. Okay. Don't do this. Sure. Don't do me like the Chick-fil-A guy. So listen. So let me just tell you, he pulls up to Chick-fil-A. One time we were on the phone, and he pulls up to Chick-fil-A, and the young man was so incredibly like intrigued by his demeanor and his car and his style, and he goes, what did he say?
Are you a fashion designer?
Are you a fashion designer? And he goes, no, this is just a jean jacket and I was like, Reg, like that kid was probably like, wow, that is a sharp brother.
No, but go ahead. Anyway.
He said, anyway, no.
What's your question?
So my question is, what is your perception of men that are against wearing suits and wearing formal wear?
I mean, I wear sweatpants when I don't have to go into the office.
This is true, but I see you more like this than the other.
Well, I mean, but actually I'm in more sweatpants and t-shirts. Look, the pandemic changed everything.
Oh my God, didn't it?
So I used to be suited and booted 5 days out the week. But now, I mean, and I used to call this, per se, this is bullshit, but I used to call it my uniform.
Yeah.
But now it's, we're going to, I mean, I like wearing sweats. I just like being comfortable.
So what do you think about some of our men when you see them out? You dress nice, you put yourself together. When you see them out, what is your perception?
There's only one thing that bothers me.
Oh, tell us about it.
Men that wear pants down to like here.
And then all the extra little junk is out.
I'm like, dude, your ass is out and your drawers are showing. Like, what are you doing?
And they're just for the look.
Let me tell you something. So this was years ago. I'm on MARTA.
Yes.
And I'm taking Marta into the office.
Yes.
And this brother was just on the Marta train talking shit like, yeah, this guy told me, my boss told me he wanted me to come in on my day off, and I didn't want to do it, and running through everything. And then I'm just like sitting there, I'm reading the newspaper. People still do that. I read the newspaper, going into work, and he was like, look at this brother. He's suited and booted. What do you do? And I told him what I did. He was like, are y'all hiring?
Not you. Sorry.
And I looked at him and I said, dude, I just heard you literally just tell me what you would not do for your boss. And you got pants hanging down to your thigh.
We're not the same.
Why would I hire you? To represent my brand? Nah.
So I think brothers need a button up. I love seeing a man that has himself put together. He's got the proper shoes that match the belt. He's got, the whatever. Okay.
A male.
I love that.
A male in a fitted suit is the equivalent of a woman in lingerie.
Now, what black men look like is sneakers.
And I'm a sneakerhead. What are you talking about?
Hold on. You sneakers all the time. Okay, sweatpants all the time. You go to Ruth Chris, sweatpants, sneakers. You go to, Chops, sneakers, urban wear. I want our men to bring back wearing less casual clothing.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's
the
fair
pandemic
to say.
has changed some things, but I understand what you're saying.
It is. I'm really kind of frustrated with all the trends, And
but as a product of South Philadelphia,
okay,
and Dover, Delaware, I am a hip hop head.
Yes.
So when Wu-Tang came, I was in my Wu gear.
Right.
I mean, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in the 60s,
Yes.
late 60s.
Yes.
Raised in the 70s, but in the 80s.
The 80s was
in
it.
the 80s and 90s when I got to high school and college,
Let me
I was
tell you.
a hip hop head.
I
So
wish.
I love my sweat gear.
I wish my era.
My Timbs.
So your era was like, if you could stop now and say, I want to go back and I want to start as an adult in this era, which one would it be?
I'm Tretch from Naughty by Nature. With a whole machete, honey.
He was ready.
With a whole machete.
He was fucking ready.
I'm a hip hop head.
Let me tell you, I would love to be in the 70s or 80s. I would have been a disco queen.
You know who I am?
Who?
A lot of people have told, a lot of
Who?
chicks in my single days used to tell me this. I'm Stringer Bell.
Tell me.
I'm Stringer Bell.
Who is that?
You never watched
Don't
The
do
Wire?
me. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Can we
Listen,
cut?
I don't
She
need
never
this.
watched
I
The
don't need this
Wire.
on my own platform. I
Oh,
don't need
she
this.
lost like 5 points.
Well, let me get back
Come
on
on,
up.
Oprah.
Let me
you
get
never
back on
watched
up.
The Wire?
I mean, come on. So you're gonna have to.
Have
send
you
me
ever had a
this.
40 ounce?
No. Why would I ever? I don't even like beer.
Ain't you from Cali?
I'm from Cali. Straight
You never
up
had a
LA,
St.
what's
Ives
up,
40
Nipsey Blue.
ounce?
No, I've seen 48 old English 40 ounces.
What the hell's going on? Can I ask you one question? I like to ask all Cali girls this. Can I ask you one question?
Go ahead.
Is that shit in Baby Boy true?
Yes.
Guys really talk to y'all like
Yes.
that?
I actually know the actual building.
You bet, get in there and fix me something to eat.
Oh, absolutely. I've got cousins that are like Jody. Hello. How y'all doing? Jody
shit.
goes. Yes.
I always ask women from Cali.
Yes.
that.
I will tell you, I love Cali men. They have a certain type of swag that's just like,
Khaki with a crease?
no, not those ones. Damn, not those ones, but the ones. It's
What's
a
happening,
certain.
bro? You
It's a
dating in
certain
California.
swag. It's a certain type of demeanor. It's all Cali. A lot of Cali men are just attractive. The hood ones, the ones with money, the
Like-
just
you like-
yeah.
you
Like
like
Pac
Pac?
was sexy. Pac
like
had some.
Pac?
Nipsey had this sex
You
appeal
like
to
that.
him.
You like that?
I don't like. That's not my thing.
Oh my
You know,
gosh. Okay.
but I like. But remember, I
Let me
like
see
them.
these.
You're not
questions-
seeing my.
let
You're
me
not
see
seeing
what
my.
questions you
You're
got
not
there for
seeing.
that.
So okay. What's your response? What's your response?
Go ahead.
I'm an independent woman. Men need to boss up and get on my level.
Bye. Bye. Because this is what gets me. Look, I work in operations.
Yes.
And I do administration and operations. This is what I do not understand, and I want you women to please help me. Look, I'm off the grid now, so I don't fucking matter.
But talk to the sisters.
But
they
this
can
is
still
what I
use it.
do not understand, which is, and you fall in this a little bit. You got a little bit of this with you too.
Who?
You, Negro,
The-
you got a little bit of this
the-
too. Women who say, I'm a boss, I'm independent, I'm this, I'm that,
Well,
I'm this,
I am.
I'm that. And then turn up on their birthday and they're like, pin some dollars on me.
Don't pin
Hold
money.
on, but
Better cash
you
app.
might not be that. Send me
Okay.
some money or treat me this way or do this. I'm like as a man, I'm like, which one are you? Because I don't understand, are you independent where you don't need my assistance and help? Or are you the type that's gonna be sit there and say, because you gotta understand, when I was dating, when I was single, like I had to have my guard up because I was like, does she like me?
Or does she like what I can do for her?
Or does she like what I bring to the table?
Or your pretty car.
The car, the loft, the crib,
The tailored layers
all
of
that,
tailor.
all that. I understood, and we can go on vacation. Like I took the contestant when we first started dating. I took her to France. I took her to Paris. Let's go.
So
Hold on.
boy, hand.
So
can't wait for my turn.
we don't know what you all want.
Okay, so there's some separation here
Go
in
ahead.
class. So the separation in class is you may have women like me that, yes, we have all of our own stuff, right?
And we've had this
We're
conversation.
educated, we have our
Go
own
ahead.
stuff. For me personally, and I speak for some of my really good girlfriends, I need a man, okay? Somebody's got to take the trash out. Somebody has to be the man of the house. Somebody's got to be the head of the household. I'm sick of doing all of that shit. So yes, I'm independent, but I ain't all that damn independent
Okay.
where I don't want a man to do anything for me.
But do you do
And
understand?
I'm going to give the man his respect as
You
well.
understand the conflict of when we're seeing these images,
I get
especially
it.
these chicks that, I mean, I've had I have some female friends that are, or people I follow, on Instagram
Yeah.
that will post independent stuff throughout their stories, and then 2 days later flip the script, and I'm like,
Oh, they're just emotionally frustrated.
okay, all right.
But I feel that was a
All
whole
right.
diagnosis. All right, here you go. Yeah, you can still be, and this is the unfortunate aspect of it. You could still be an independent woman, but also want masculine energy and be able to receive it and be able to be submissive. Like I could be submissive to masculine energy. You know, I have all my own stuff because what am I going to do? Wait around for a man or somebody to create this life for me? No, there is nobody there to fill the void. So I'm going to create this for myself. And then guess what?
But you're not, I've never seen you asking men to send you money.
No.
And I've seen these women asking men who claim that they're independent.
There's a different
asking men-
level.
Okay,
Remember, there's
all
a
right.
defined level. There's levels to
All
this.
right.
You have women that will use another man to get a butt and then use another man to get their rent paid and then use another man to do this because what they're doing is they're trying to accumulate wealth. They're trying to accumulate worth. It's not on you, it's in you. And that's what I always say. When it's in you, you don't have to do that kind of stuff. When it's on you, you got to use men to get what you want, to create this perception of what they want the world to see.
So what are you then as a woman if you're using men to do that? What are you
Well,
then?
you know what it is. It starts with a P.
All right.
All right? I'm going to leave that for you guys. Okay. All right. We're going to breeze through this one because I have some. Listen, this is good. So, okay. Finish my sentence. Elevator speech, real quick. I really, really don't like to run from.
Drama.
You like the smoke?
I don't like the drama, but I'm saying what most women would say. But go ahead.
No, you say what you gonna say.
Well, so that's what
It's you, your perception.
Okay, so go ahead again.
All right, I'm gonna give you a different one. I will work for free if I could.
Have my bank account where I want it to be.
Oh, yes. I would do a little something strange for change if.
The dollar amount was the right amount. I'm not fucking doing this shit for free.
What are some of the items a lot of people forget to wash in the shower?
Toes.
That's right. You gotta have a brush.
You gotta
so
wash
can
your
brush
toes.
the toes.
And you gotta have
You
a
gotta
a
brush your
rag.
booty too.
You gotta have a rag for your booty.
You gotta rush. No, I use. Let me tell you, my whole.
You use a brush on your booty hole?
Yeah.
Your booty hole is
Shut up! It's not
Your
a
booty hole
hard
rough
brush.
as hell.
I'm glad Trav didn't hear that.
I use a regular towel for that, babe. Just
I use a
towel.
regular towel, but I use
brush rag.
I use my Dove, my Bath and Body Works. I have a body
You use
scrub.
a scrub on your booty hole?
You have a little brush that you have to clean. You have to scrape your skin, and yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Carly. You want some extra
Go ahead,
shit.
Carly.
want some
No, I
extra
have a
shit.
whole regimen. Trust and believe.
That's why you late to go to places that you need to go
Just to
to.
be scrubbing your booty.
Right.
That's a secret. All right, so I absolutely love having sleepovers in the morning because.
I'm a grown man. I don't do sleepovers. Go ahead. Next question.
All right, so you know what? We're gonna save this. You know what? I'm gonna say this. Atlanta has too many. This isn't a finish my sentence, but your response. Atlanta has way too many beautiful women not to be married. What do you think about that?
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact. But I don't believe that. I believe that the men that are out there today don't believe in marriage.
Yeah.
Like my generation or the generation
Yeah.
before me. And I mean, population-wise, there's more women here in this city than it is men. And I just thoroughly believe that most of the men here just feel like,
Do you feel like the ladies' expectations are too high?
no, not at all.
Oh, do you hear that? Say that.
No,
Do
not at
you
all.
feel like a woman's expectations are too high out here dating?
I think that you need to date a man in stages and gradually get up to where
Yes.
you're going. And I believe that just because you're fly today and fine today, I think that beauty fades.
Yes.
And I think that, you might not be fly or fine in a couple more years. And I
Yeah.
think some of these chicks are living on what they used to look like and not what they're looking like now. And I think men are very visual beings and they're looking at these women like that. And I mean, it's a numbers game. I mean, there's just more women that are out here than it is men.
Closing words. What do you have to say?
Well, closing, I mean, first off, I'm very proud of you and this platform that you created and stepped out and doing.
Thank you.
And I'm going to put it out in the universe that I believe that you're going to find your person.
Thank you.
Your person is out there. And I know that he's going to get a quality woman, a full wife, and a mother, and a partner and friend. And I just want to believe that we as Black people can have all of the successes that we want.
Yes.
I think this is a different age now, and I think that we're not bound by certain things, and I just really want us to support each other.
Yes.
Which is me coming on your show.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
And being there for each other. I think that we can go far as the people now.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate those beautiful closing words. I am so happy for you. I saw all your wedding photos. I was on Instagram like, oh my God, double tap. Oh my God, yes. And
we did it big in the Maldives.
You guys, let me tell you, the different suits and the different wedding dresses, and then you guys had multiple ceremonies, and I love it. And I'm so happy for you. And I love Black love. And I aspire to have Black love one day. I aspire for everybody that I know to have an amazing Black love experience, right? Lifetime experience. Where can these people find you?
The Complicated Gentleman on IG, and I'm right there.
All right. And I am The Cocktails with Carly. And you can find me on Instagram at cocktailswithcarly_. You can also find the show Instagram at Let's Talk Over Cocktails. And of course, on YouTube.
There you go.
Can you guys please go on, like, and most importantly, subscribe and tap that little button. Or that little bell.
Tap it.
Right? Shout out to Trav in the back for making sure everything looks good. Shout out to Alicia, the realtor on Instagram, for making sure that we are good to go in the background. Thank you so much to my guest.
Thank you, love.
And my friend, The Complicated Gentleman. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye.